In today's mind reading, I had a thought the other day about sparks and fire. Let's say you're trying to start a fire, and you've got your tinder and your kindling and your wood, and you're ready to go. How are you going to start that fire? What's the easiest way to start that fire? Suppose you have something like a flint and tinder, right? You have a knife and a little stone, you scrape it against that, and you get some sparks to fly onto your tinder. How successful will you be if you take out your knife, right, and you strike your flint once, and you get a few sparks to land on your tinder? Not very. I mean, you might get lucky. You might start a little bit of a fire. But on the other hand, if you have a flint and tinder, and you're just repeatedly whack, 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 getting lots and lots of sparks, how quickly will you start a fire? Much more quickly, right? The more you strike your flint, the more sparks you throw, as long as they're hot, the more likely it is you'll get a fire started. And you're probably like, okay, great, cool, now I know how to start a fire. What does this have to do with anything? When we think about our marketing, our content are the sparks. Now, if it's terrible content, right? Like if I have something here that's inert, like this, a fork instead of an actual flint, and I'm striking it, nothing's happening, right? Nothing's happening because it's terrible. And it just like if you have a terrible content, no matter how often you strike it or how hard you strike it, if it's terrible content, you get no sparks, right? Nothing happens. But assume that you have good content, which I know is a stretch. Assume you have good content. It's something people want. It's something that people are happy to receive. How much content should you create? How many formats? Every time you publish a piece of content, it is this, right? So, if you have a monthly newsletter, then once a month, you get a chance to throw some sparks. Right? Maybe it catches some people's attention. Well, if you have a weekly newsletter, once a week for a month, 4 to 5 opportunities. Right? You're throwing more sparks. And then you have a daily blog post. You have some posts on social media. And you have content on your YouTube channel. Right? And you have conferences and trade shows. You have a podcast. Maybe 2 podcasts. And you have little snippets that you take from that and put it on Instagram and on TikTok. You see what I'm getting with this? Content are sparks, right? And as long as it's good, then every single time you publish, every time you put something out there, you give people a chance to interact. You're creating an opportunity to possibly light something on fire. We are in a unprecedented deficit of attention. Think about just these 4 names: Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. Right? These 4 services occupy the eyes and ears of like 90% of our customers. Think about these names: Spotify, Apple Music, again, Amazon Prime Music. All of these services occupy the ears of like 90% of our customers. So much attention is being vacuumed up that if we just have a monthly newsletter and that's it, even if it's really great, it's not a lot of sparks. We're not throwing a lot of sparks out there, and as a result, things aren't catching on fire. If you can increase the cadence of your content while maintaining quality or improving quality, that's the caveat. If you can increase the cadence while keeping the quality the same or better, then you're putting more sparks out there. You're giving people more to react to that in turn creates opportunities for more conversions. Sales folks know this. The more times that a salesperson picks up the phone and dials or sends an email or something, the more likely it is they will eventually get some kind of response, even if the response is, please stop calling me, as opposed to just being ignored. We have to do the same thing with our content, with our marketing. If it's good, if it's helpful, if it's educational, if it's entertaining, the more we publish, the more we give someone a chance to react to us. Look at your open rates for your newsletter. Look at your click-through rates. Look at your impressions and engagements on social media in the monitoring tool of your choice. Go look in Google Search Console for impressions and clicks, and you will see how little attention you get. I was looking at Twitter the other day, and like my average tweet gets something like 2,000, 3,000 impressions out of 95,000 followers, right? It's terrible. And there doesn't seem to be a difference when I look how often I publish. If I publish 1 tweet a day or 5 tweets a day, on average, it works out to about 2,000 impressions at any given time. But they're not the same 2,000 people. They're different because of the way algorithms work. They select based on topics and keywords and stuff. So if I can create more content, more stuff, more opportunities for people to see and hear what I'm saying, as long as it's valuable, I get a greater chance of interacting with other people, and I get a better chance of earning attention. So give that some thought. We're at a point now in the attention game where any scrap of attention you've got is valuable. You need to hold on to it and create more and more and more opportunities for people to give you their attention by handing them the value that they're looking for. So give that some thought. And thanks for watching. I appreciate your attention.